That is for Deen al-Islam, religion with Allah since time began. That is for dhikr, remembering Allah, and Ra is for the month of Ramadan. Oh, Ramadan. That is for Zakat, to cure our greed, when we give our money to those in need. Sa is for Salamun Alaykum, peace be with you, wa alaykum assalam.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulullah wa ala alihi wa ashabi wa sallim tasliman. Viewers at home, I say assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Once again, you are welcome to your program, our program. Basically, to enlighten us about one of the principles of Islam in the area of social Islamic finance. Today we are going to look at WAQF. WAQF is literally translated as endowment in English, but basically speaking, WAQF is more broader and more encompassing than endowment. And that is why it is very difficult to find a single word to replace it in English, and we just have to use endowment for a better understanding. But Islamic scholars have said WAQF is an Islamic endowment system. WAQF is an instrument in Islam used for social development and inclusion. WAQF basically is pledging of an asset. So simply put, because there are so many definitions of WAQF, but simply put, for us to have a better understanding of the concept, is that it is pledging of an asset or your wealth or whatever Allah has endowed you with for the benefit of others. When you pledge it, you have succeeded in locking up the title, and it has been transferred to the administrators and the managers. This property or asset that you have donated, you have locked up the ownership, because you have transferred the ownership to those who are going to manage it, and they are going to use it, develop it. What is now going to be producing as revenue or usrafakt is what you use for the benefit of the beneficiaries. Simply, that is WAQF. When you give out something, property, cash, whatever Allah has endowed you with, pledging it for the benefit of others, and those who are managing it will be using whatever is coming out of that pledge asset for the benefit of Muslims. Simply, that is WAQF. And that is how IOFI have defined it, that they are locking up the title of an asset, preventing it from disposition, and using the revenue or usrafat for the benefit of the supposed beneficiaries. The beneficiaries can be specific and it can be general. That is WAQF, and it is very broad. So you can use your asset, you can use cash, you can use a gift given to you by Allah. You are endowed, you can write. When you write, you can give out what you have written out as WAQF for the benefit of others, and so on and so forth. So basically, this is simple definition of WAQF. Technically, the operation of WAQF is being done by professionals. They must understand the concept. They must have the principle of not allowing whatever is being donated to get wasted or destroyed. It is very important. There are three principles that the managers and administrators of WAQF must put in place as a trustee of the particular asset you have pledged for the benefit of humanity in general. One is that they must make sure that the coupons, that is the asset which is being called mawquf, that you have pledged, must be properly maintained, that it does not get destroyed. And that's what is called haslun yabuko. That is, the origin must be protected. The second principle is that You must develop it so that it can start producing something that will benefit others. And that goes to the second principle, وَثِمَارٌ تُنْفَقْ. It must bring out some things that will be used to benefit those who have been ascribed as the beneficiaries in the instrument of WAQF. And then lastly, وَثَوَابٌ لَا يَنْقَطِعُ. وَثَوَابٌ لَا يَنْقَطِعُ. That is, the benefit will be perpetual. So those three things will be at the back of those who are managing WAQF. Also, there are some important instruments to WAQF that must be taken care of so that the WAQF can be long-lasting and can be enduring, and the benefit will be perpetual. Today we are going to look at the basic step to an enduring charity, and that is why it's very important that we make sure that what we want to do, if we want to give an asset as WAQF, is very important for us to protect whatever is being given out as WAQF. And so there are some basic steps that need to be taken. I have to first of all give us the background of a simple definition of what WAQF is, so that when we talk of this, about the step that you need to take so that the WAQF being pledged or donated will be long lasting. Number one, before you engage in any form of WAQF, you must have the intention. You must build up the intention that you want to do WAQF. That's the first step. And basically, the WAQF that you do as an individual while you are alive is far, far more beneficial and important than the one they will do on your behalf after you are gone. And that is why the Prophet Muhammad SAW encouraged us that to do WAQF while we are alive is far better than waiting for our children or for our relation to do the work on our behalf after we are gone. So that is why the first step to doing WAQF is your intention. And here we must tell us that WAQF is very simple and everybody is qualified to do WAQF, not like Zakat, when you have to reach a particular level before you can say to be qualified that you want to pay Zakat. But WAQF, everybody can do it because you can use anything. You can use money, you can use property. The money not necessarily not to be huge. It can be small, it can be big. So that is why it's very possible and easy for anybody to do WAQF. So first, you must have the intention that you want to do WAQF. The second step is you must think and know the particular asset you want to pledge. The very particular thing you want to give as WAQF is the second step. After having the intention, you now you pick whatever you want to give out as the WAQF. So that is the second step. The first is the intention. Then the second is the property you want to give out as WAQF. Maybe it's physical or maybe cash. Then number three is after having the intention and deciding on the particular property you want to give out as WAQF, then you call the managers, the authority or the organization you want to give out the WAQF to, those people you trust and you know they have the professional competence to manage the work for you. That is the third aspect. You reach out to them, you tell them about the wish that you want to do WAQF, and you tell them what is it you want to do the WAQF on. It is not the responsibility of the organization, or we call them the mutawalli or the nazir, that is the administrators or the managers. Then they take it up. After taking it up, then they will now go to prepare what we call as the deed of WAQF. The deed of WAQF is the constitution that will guide, that will tell us the way and manner you want the WAQF to be operated. There you state the name of the asset, the location of the asset, the status of the asset, and who you want to be the beneficiary, those you want to include in the management of the WAQF, because sometimes the WAQF, who is the endower, will definitely have the authority to also include one or two nominated persons to be included in the team that is going to manage a WAQF, or otherwise he can give it to the authority to do. So therefore, after that, the mutawalli or the nazir, that is the manager or the administrator, will now give you the WAQF document. You will sign. Once you sign, it is sealed. Then it is basically not revocable. You cannot sell it. You cannot give it out as gift. It is now the responsibility of those who are managing the WAQF to continue developing the WAQF and make sure it is productive and bringing out something that will be of benefit to the generality of Muslims and humanity in general. And the WAQF will be maintained in such a way that it continues developing, and it must be there perpetual, because this is their responsibility. They must take care that it does not get destroyed, and this is one of the principles of WAQF. Once you have completed this step, then you have completed the step of giving WAQF, which will be sustainable and will be very, very useful for the Muslim in general. I hope you have gained a lot from this short description of mine of how you can do a sustainable WAQF that will be useful and that will be sustainable and that will be perpetual. With this, I thank you for listening, and I thank you for giving us the time to explain to you one of the important instruments of Islamic social finance to benefit Muslims in general, and to develop and make sure that everybody is included in the operation and the successful WAQF. Thank you. Until I come your way again, I'm yours sincerely, Ma'ruf Ahmed. I say, wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
آمنت بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله واليوم الآخر والقدر خيره وشره من الله والبعث بعد الموت لا إله إلا الله. آمنت بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله واليوم